Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about structural violence. In other words, when systems oppress people. So you can call it structural violence or you can say when systems oppress people. So before we dive into the video, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for always staying with us, and please if you're coming across our video for the first time, please do well to smash the subscribe button and also like, comment and share these videos because the videos we post here are just videos that people out there need to see. They need to um see them. So do well to share the video, comment and like. So let's dive into structural violence. Not all violence is loud, physical or obvious. Sometimes it's built into the system. Now this violence is not just violence or physical, the violence that people go physical. It's not the one um that is obvious, but sometimes it's built into the systems we live in, silence, normalized and deadly. This is called structural violence and it affects millions of lives every day. So to the question of the day, what is structural violence? Structural violence refers to harm caused by unjust social, economic, and political systems. Unlike direct violence, it doesn't involve weapons or physical attack. Instead, it's embedded in institutions, denying people access to basic needs like healthcare, education, fair wages, or justice. Structural violence is actually a very slow, invisible killer, and it disproportionately affects the poor, marginalized and vulnerable. It affects the poor because nobody will speak for you when you're being denied of the basic needs like healthcare and also education and other things you need in life. Who will speak for the poor? Nobody. So it is a slow and invisible killer. We have few examples of um, structural violence. We have healthcare inequality when people die from preventable diseases because they can't afford treatment. People die in hospitals every day. People die because they cannot or they can't afford healthcare services. They can't provide the money. People die. So when people die, this is an example. When people die because they cannot afford healthcare services, healthcare inequality, it is a bad thing, right? So another one is poverty and hunger. When food deserts, low wages or job discrimination trap people in cycles of deprivation. Another one is education barriers. When children in poor areas receive substandard education, limiting their future, is a very dangerous something. Racial and gender discrimination is another one. When you're being discriminated, is a male, is a female. Racial and gender discrimination. When systemic bias in law enforcement, hiring, or politics block opportunities. And lastly, we have unequal justice when legal systems punish the poor and protect the powerful. Legal system, they punish the poor and protect the powerful. That's another type of structural violence. So why is it often overlooked? Number one reason why it's overlooked is it's normalized. It is normalized. Many think that's just how the world works. Many have now have the mindset that that's just how the world is. Another reason is it's complex and systemic, not caused by a single person. The victims often lack power or voice to challenge it. Is another reason why it's often overlooked, why people overlook it, because the victims often lack power or voice to challenge it. And another reason is also that it is invisible to those who don't experience it directly. When you don't experience something, it's invisible to you. So now what are the impacts of structural violence? The first one is deepening cycles of poverty and suffering, generational trauma and social instability, increased risk of crime, violence and poor mental health, and lastly, erosion of trust in institutions and democracy. These are the few impacts of structural violence we have today. So we'll see how impactful the structural violence is. Now the question is, can it be fixed? Can we fix structural violence? And now the answer is yes, but it takes political will, public awareness, and long-term structural change. That means reforming policies, redistributing resources, and rethinking how justice, education, health, and opportunities are delivered. All this can help us to fix structural violence. So we have to have one thing in mind at the end of this video. That is, structural violence is one of the most dangerous forms of violence, not because it's hidden, but because it's accepted. To build a truly just society, we must not only treat violence with a bondage, but dismantle the system that caused it. You don't just need to treat violence with a bandage, but also you have to dismantle the system that caused violence. If this video has opened your eyes, hit like, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Together we can raise awareness and push for a world where systems heal, not harm. And till our next video, I'll see you.